Hi, this is James Roney from First Choice College Placement, and right now I'm going to go over my presentation, the 5 things you need to know about merit scholarships. I'm going to start by sharing my screen and putting up a PowerPoint presentation, and then at some point during the presentation we'll go through an actual demonstration of our college-based merit scholarship program. And so And first thing it's important to know when dealing with merit scholarships is that what you don't know can't hurt you. And what do I mean by that? Uh, First thing I tell you is that make sure you know the deadlines. Merit scholarship deadlines are often very different from the admissions deadlines. And we look here at the Albertus Magnus Presidential Scholarship, and we can see that the scholarship deadline is February 28th. However, this is a rolling admission school. So if you apply after February 28th, you can still get in, but you wouldn't be eligible for this scholarship. Many colleges have even earlier deadlines, priority deadlines for their merit scholarships. A lot of schools, you have to apply early action to be considered for their merit scholarships and to get their best aid packages. So it's always important to know what are the deadlines, to know if there are any additional requirements. The majority of college-based merit scholarships, I would say over 85%, you're considered with your regular admissions application. But there are some that either have a separate scholarship application or a separate essay, or there are some that it's just a regular application, and then you may be invited to apply for their merit scholarship and invited in for an interview. When we're talking about college-based financial aid, it's important to know people see these things that there are millions of dollars in unclaimed aid every year, and really, if there is, it's just money that people didn't file the FAFSA. A lot of times they're just talking about loans that people didn't take out, or it's employee-based programs that people aren't eligible for that year. Really, most of the other scholarships people do fine. It's important to know, though, that the largest source of the scholarships, well, largest sources of financial aid are the federal government, the state government, and then the schools themselves. And when you're thinking about scholarships, a lot of those private scholarships tend to be around $1,000 a year, not necessarily renewable. I'm the chair of my Rotary Club Scholarship Committee, and we work very hard each year to give out $20,000 in scholarship a year to students. However, except for a few of those scholarships, they're $1,000 one-time scholarships. We do have a few that are 4-year, $1,000 a year scholarships. But again, even at $1,000 a year renewable for 4 years, when you're looking at over potentially over almost $60,000 a year when you're all in at a lot of the private schools. While that's very nice, and I can tell you we work very hard to raise that money, it's a very small part of the overall college funding pool. And I think it's around 3% from private scholarships of the overall college funding. But when you're looking at the school-based scholarships, in our database we have 8,169 scholarships. The average scholarship is just about $8,900 a year, and it's renewable for all 4 years. So you're looking at over $35,000 total from those college-based merit scholarships. And actually, in our database, many of these scholarships are guaranteed if you meet the minimum requirements. And I'm going to go through a little later a demonstration of how our program works. And while admissions decisions aren't necessarily always solely based on the numbers, merit scholarships tend to be based on the numbers. There are some talent-based scholarships, which may be a singing or performance-based or art or talent-based, but the majority are based on your SAT and your GPA. And the reason is simple. It's what colleges call enrollment management. They are using the scholarships to entice students with higher SAT scores and higher GPAs to their school to raise the average of their incoming freshman class for a few reasons. One, to look better for their alumni and their donors, but two, to raise their standing in U.S. News and World Report so that they can get more applications and reject more of them to raise their standing even further. Um, Using our report, it's a great way to market test preparation programs. It's actually the reason why we have it set up is that when it runs the report, it shows you how much more scholarship money you're eligible for if you increase your SAT score by 100 points. And what the majority of what we do is actually test preparation at first place college placement. And the reason why we initially built this database was to work with our own clients. And we used to advise in all aspects of the college search, the college choosing a school, funding in schools, marketing athletes. And one of the things we found in our area, we're located in Connecticut, is that because, as you know, the way formulas work, there isn't much of an adjustment for cost of living. So what families were expected to pay and what they could actually pay were very different numbers. And so we built this database, and probably about 5 years ago, we realized we had this asset, and we started licensing it out to other advisors around the country. Another thing that's great for this report is, it's a great way to show students to help them decide, should I take the test again? And they can see how much more money they're eligible for. If they have certain schools that they want to go to, you can get a list of all of the college scholarships based by those schools. Another thing is showing the report to students when they're younger, so they can really see how important it is to get good grades and realize that, yes, well, test scores going up, really increasing the amount of scholarships. Your GPA going up also increases the amount of scholarships. And I think a lot of times when people hear scholarship, or especially when they hear merit scholarship, um, they think that it's only for the top students. So that's only for the best of the class. It's not for me. Many of these scholarships they are for average students. Again, they're used for enrollment management to attract students, but one of the things is they're also used for colleges to market themselves. One director of admissions explained to me as the cocktail party effect. He said, for his schools in upstate New York, that he was having trouble recruiting students from a certain area, certain other parts of New York or out on Long Island, where a lot of the parents, they wanted their kids to go to Ivy League schools, or to Duke, or to Stanford, or to other brand name schools. And it was hard for a lot of the parents to tell people, we're going to this school, unless he gave them a scholarship, a small scholarship, that allowed them to brag at the cocktail parties. We're going to this school because we received a scholarship. And again, it's a way for people to attract students. And as you know, over the last several years, with the way the economy is, more and more families are telling their students they can only go to state schools. You can only go to the in-state schools. And that's forced more and more of the private colleges to do these merit scholarships or tuition discounts, whatever you want to call them. And actually, a lot of times, after you look at those types of scholarships, the schools end up not costing much more than a state school. And if you look at the fact that students typically graduate faster from a smaller private school than they may from a larger state school, it may not end up costing you that much more out of pocket. The other thing I always tell families is that if you go to a school because it's cheaper or costs you less, and the student doesn't graduate, you don't save any money unless that student graduates. And again, back to the fact that many of these scholarships are for average students. Another dean of admissions I was speaking with, actually as a vice president of enrollment management, said that he used to give out merit scholarships. He called them merit scholarships to students who had just over 2.0 grade averages and 800 on the SAT. I'm not saying 800 in one section, 800 out of the reading and the math. He said, you know what, I ended up having to change the name of those to just scholarships because I really was having trouble looking myself in the face and calling that a merit scholarship. So that was more of a tuition discount and just a scholarship. Again, kind of back to that cocktail party effect. Everyone wants to win a scholarship, right? And everyone would love to be able to talk about the fact that their student got a scholarship to go to the school. And you can use that same cocktail party effect, for the advisor. and that they would love to tell when they're out talking to people, say, they found this great school where they got a scholarship because their advisor told them about it. And very rarely do people brag about the amount of need-based aid that they were able to get by maximizing their eligibility for need-based aid. However, you often hear about people who win scholarships. The way we've set this report up is really a few ways, and I'm going to go into a demonstration. But the best way as an advisor you can use it is to help families locate that financial safety, the school that's not going to cost them as much out of pocket. It may cost them the same or less than a state school. And so we'll go through how you can search for schools that meet the student's criteria and where they're eligible for merit scholarships. The report, again, is designed to show you the money. And so you can run it using our advanced search, where based on the student's criteria, you can locate schools where they're eligible for scholarships. Or if the student already knows where they want to go to school, you can find out all the information off the scholarships and produce it in a nice report for the family, a nice deliverable, branded to your business with your logo on it. And the report is a great marketing tool because it does give families something that they can take away with your logo and all your contact information on it, and a lot of information in the report. Let me go through just some of the advisors who are using it right now and share some of the testimonials we've received on the report. And actually, as much to go through their testimonial as it is to share how they're using the report. And this advisor, you can read it, I'm sure you could all read the beginning part, but the reaction from prospective clients is extremely positive. We explain how you can provide them with a written report on all of the merit-based scholarships available at the colleges of their choice. It's proven to be a valuable tool to attract new clients and is extremely easy to use. It is now a permanent part of our company's client service program. So this advisor, he's been with us for several years now, reviewing every year. He uses it, one, as part of his client service, but also at the end of his seminars, he'll tell families that if you'd like to have a list of all of the scholarships at 5 of the colleges, if you set up a meeting with me, give me a list of the colleges, I'll give you that report in our initial meeting. So it's a way to get a meeting after a seminar. Another advisor who is renewed on the report and has also referred a lot of other people to us. And one of the things she's most excited about is that in addition to you being able to go in and run reports, we give you what we call a scholarship widget or a scholarship calculator that you can put on your website. I use the widget on my website to help attract new prospects. They haven't done so already. After attending a workshop, I have the student input their information into the widget to have the first page of the merit report ready when they come in for a consultation. This report helped me very gently show a student how the school she originally applied to would not be offering any merit, and helped us find some that would and did. It can be used in a very broad-based report, and then once working with a family, you can use it in a more advanced search for specific majors and schools. It's simple to use, immediate access. It makes me look like a genius and a hero. It's another advisor who's been using the report for just about a year. One of the newer advisors on the program who uses it extensively in his practice. Comprehensive scholarship reports are a vital component of my overall deliverables to my clients. I feel that being able to answer for my clients the question, at which schools across the country is my child with her GPA and SAT, ACT scores, would she be in the running and in serious contention for substantial amounts of scholarships? And there I like the use of the word substantial. Based on this one advisor's advice, we actually made some updates to the program so that you can only show scholarships above a certain amount. I've made numerous requests for updates and enhanced functionality to the database, and they have been very responsive. Again, if you would like, I would encourage you to try out the program on your own. I'm going to run through it right now. But the best way for you to try it out is to email me, and then I will set you up with a free trial account so that you can see how our program works. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to log in to the program in the scholarship search. I'm going to run the scholarship two different ways. First, one of the ways that you can run the scholarship is by school. So if you know the schools that a student's going to attend, you enter in the student's name, year of high school graduation, whatever you want to call the report name, these comments, scholarship report card, and then you type in the names of the schools. So we'll go with the Delphi, Assumption, Curtis, because that was up on the previous example. And where else should we go with? And then you click Make Report. The way this works is it generates the report as a PDF. The reports are not saved on our system, but you can save them to your computer. And so then when you look at the report, your logo will be at the top, report name, business name, the student's name, then the summary. So the 3 schools, 17 different scholarships. Actually, 4 schools here. So as we go through this information, it's a combination of information that we collect on ourselves every summer. Every year we call 1,500 colleges across the country. And actually, this coming summer, we're going to be increasing our database by about 20%. We're actually going to be going up to about 1,800 schools after this summer. Right now, we have just over 1,500 schools, and we have 8,169 scholarship programs. Some of the information we download, and we get that information from the National Center for Educational Statistics. But then the deadlines we collect ourselves. So each collected, there's an early action 1, early action 2, the admissions deadlines, financial aid deadlines. We collect the number of letters of recommendation that are required. This middle 50 information comes from the National Center for Educational Statistics, as well as the number of undergraduates. There's some information that we download from a website called College Prowler that has student-based reviews of the schools. And that also, from there, we get the information on frequently compared schools on that site. But then let's go into this information. We collect transfer scholarships. This is transfer scholarships. They don't look at the SAT scores. And then scholarships for brand new undergraduates. We also have a sort, if you work with international students, that you can find scholarships that international students are eligible for. And so let's look at some of the criteria we have: minimum GPA, minimum SAT. That's out of just the reading and the math, out of the 1,600, which next year we're going back to just that 1,600. Scholarship deadline, is it renewable? The notes to renew, so you need to reach a 3.0 GPA. Minimum ACT score, so you can search by SAT or ACT. Number available. Number available, if that were to say unlimited, it means that it's a guaranteed scholarship if you hit those minimum criteria. This scholarship is limited, which means that if you meet these criteria, your hat is in the ring, so to speak, that you're eligible for these scholarships. We also asked, is there a separate application? And no on this one. But if there were, we'd have the URL right there for the separate application. Here's a link to the page on their website if they have one where they describe the scholarships. So that's the way you can run the report by schools. You can also run what we call the advanced search, which is really how you would use it to, as we say, show me the money, to find schools that meet the student's criteria and where they're eligible for scholarships. And so let's go with an above average student, let's say an 1120, GPA of 3.3. Again, we're going slightly above average. The states, I'm in Connecticut, so we'll go Connecticut. You can select up to 7 states at a time. You just hold control and click. Massachusetts, New York, and Pennsylvania. New Jersey, Rhode Island, state of residence. And so this is because some of the scholarships are only available to people who live in certain areas. So we just go with Connecticut. You can choose to include or exclude minority scholarships, international students, transfer scholarships. We'll say no here. And again, if you only wanted to find larger scholarships, you can set a minimum scholarship amount. Then you can sort by the size of the school. So we'll do everything except very large colleges. School's academic profile, how competitive it is. A lot of times, if you're a better student, you may not want to consider the less selected schools. Academic program, and so the acceptance rate in academic program, those we download from the National Center for Educational Statistics. Those we do not collect on our own. The setting of the school, so we'll say, and you could select everything if you wanted, but we'll say everything except rural. Student's name, year of high school graduation, report name, and this one we'll say no on the report card. And then this is important to keep this checked. You can use this as a general school search, or like we use it here again, is for that, not only to find schools that meet the criteria, but schools that meet the criteria and where the student is eligible for scholarship. Then you click Make Report. This one is going to be somewhat of a larger report, and so it may take a second to download it. And then when it downloads it as a PDF, so you can see there are 125 colleges. The largest is from Berkeley. The student goes up by 100 points. 61 additional scholarships. The average new scholarship value is $9,100. So again, quantifying that investment in test prep, 150 points, 71 more scholarships, 24 more colleges, and then the 200 points would be 25 colleges, 78 more scholarships. As the index, so some of the people, as you saw from one of the testimonies, you just print that index to go over that with the family before printing the full report. This is a 202-page report. So with Delphi, you can see this one, we did not include the report card as we did before, and because we said no to transfer scholarship, you're not seeing those transfer scholarships. And, those will sometimes throw it off on SAT because transfer scholarships do not go by your SAT. So sometimes if you have a student with a lower GPA or lower SAT score, they may see scholarships. So it's important to do the yes or no to that field. Or if you're working with a student who's transferring, again, you can find scholarships for that student. This is all that information we had before. We have the notes for the criteria, and this one you can see it's not just on the academics, it's also on the service. So these are the ways that you can collect the information and run a report. If you wanted to hand out something at one of your seminars and then run the report for the families only if they met with you, we include a flyer that you can use that would be branded to your business. We call it the survey form here. You click Get Survey, and it would have your logo up there, and again, all those criteria we just discussed. And the longer version of this would include spaces for parent name, phone number, and contact information. So we really try to make it easy for you to use the program to market, and we are very open and receptive to ways to improve the program. Finally, I just wanted to go over one last thing, and that's our scholarship widget or the scholarship calculator. And this is something that you could put on your site, brand to your site, match the colors up, and there are a couple ways of implementing it. But one of the ways is if you want to use it as a call to action to get people to sign up for your newsletter, you can do that and integrate with places like MailChimp, Constant Contact, iContact, or you can use it to try to drive appointments. Again, tell people to go to your site after your seminar, and then it will only send the report to you, not to the family. And so let's just run, this one's a little better. Students say 1200, 3-4, and pick up the 5 states. We'll just do there, and then you click the show me the money. And this student can say, the family sees this information. Okay, based on this, we're eligible for scholarships at 46 colleges, 149 different scholarships. The average one's over $5,000. The largest is $31,000. Would you like, in this one we have set up to be implemented with MailChimp. And so would you like to join our newsletter? And you customize this text right here and get a free college scholarship report. Submit the form below and you will be added to our email list. You'll also receive an email with your free college scholarship report. So you can choose if you want the email to go directly to the family or only to you. We can change this text for you. Okay. Out of high school till 2024. Office number, gmail.com. And then the family can submit this. And they click submit the form. It actually generates the report. And in this case, it would email a copy to the parent's email, J. Maroney CT, but it also emails a copy to you, the advisor, if you want to follow up. And there are other ways. There are 4 basic ways we can implement this. Basic ways being with the scholarship calculator or with a little link that people would click to pop up the scholarship calculator are 2, and then for each of those 2 different ways, you can do it either with the report going directly to the family and the advisor or just to the advisor. So those are the ways that we have the program set up. And I feel it's a very powerful program. We update it every year. Every year we've added almost, increased the size or the number of scholarship programs we have in our database by over 10%. I started with 1,200 colleges and there's about 3,700 scholarship programs, and now we're over 1,500 colleges, over 8,100 scholarship programs, and we're really, this summer, we're going to do a major update where we're going to add up 300 new colleges. I would expect well over 1,000 new scholarship programs this coming summer to get those 300 new colleges in. Again, then we just put up the last screen with my phone number and contact information on there. And so if you have any questions, if you'd like to set up a personal demonstration, if you'd like to set up your free trial account, please reach out to me. Or if there are other ways that you would like us to work together, we'd be happy to work with you. The majority of what we do is online test preparation. The other service we offer is essay editing, and we are offering our online classes, our live online classes starting on March 31st, 1st of June test, and we would love to offer your students a discount if they would like to take that class. Or if you'd like more information, again, reach out to me, Jay Maroney at firstchoicecollege.com, or call me at 203-878-7998. Thank you again. I think that's at our 30 minutes. I had said this would be 30 minutes, so I thank you for your time, and if you have any questions or would like a personal demonstration or me to go over anything with you, please reach out to me.